Hello and welcome back. We are officially done with the project and we are ready to get it ready to submit. So we're going to save it as a file and we're going to get this ready to put into our gallery space as our final submission. So first thing we need to do is save that file as an image instead of a PowerPoint slide at this point. So we're going to go ahead and get out and we're going to go to our File Explorer. We are going to find our documents, digital art folder, find our project folder, and with our project folder, we're going to open up our project in PowerPoint. Okay, there it is. Now what we're going to do is this is a PowerPoint presentation. We don't want to save the entire presentation. We want our final image. So I have the final image on the slide. I'm looking at it as the big canvas. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Export. And over here, we're going to go to Change File Type. And we're going to click Save As. All right. Once we're here, all we're going to do is we're in the right folder, it looks like, Documents, Digital Art, PowerPoint Fish. We're going to go down here to Save As Type, and we're going to change that from a PowerPoint presentation to a PNG. So I am looking for that right here, PNG. I'm going to click on the PNG file type and I'm going to hit save. Now that is saving in my project folder. This dialog box is going to pop up and it's going to ask me, do I want to save all the slides or just this one? And all we need is this final one here. So we're going to hit just this one. PowerPoint does something a little bit funny that if you save all of them, it creates a folder and then creates an individual file, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and names them all. So we don't need folders, we just need that file. All right, so now we have that artwork, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. And we're going to put this into our assignment in Schoology. So we're going to go back to Schoology. I'm going to click on our digital art course. Let's go to Daily Lessons. In the Daily Lessons folder, we're going to find our project folder, Unit 3 Studio PowerPoint Fish. And at the very bottom, you're going to see a folder 3.08 Submit Studio Project with Artist Statement and Self-Evaluation. This is our daily folder for today. And I'm going to scroll down until I see this Unit 3 Studio PowerPoint Fish. This is our final submission. Here you're going to click on the My Document tab, and when you do, this document here is going to open up. This is your template for submission. So slide number 1 tells us what we're submitting, artwork by. We're going to just click on this text box and we're going to put in our first name and our last name. Perfect. That's all we got to do on slide number 1. Slide number 2 comes with a set of instructions. Feel free to read those instructions and the prompts over here on the right side for the artist statement. I'm going to walk through these steps right now. So the first thing I need to do is I need to pick a slide, and this should say 3 to 5. Slides 3 here, 3 to 5. And you're going to complete for your final submission. So I have 3 different gallery spaces. I can do the block wall with the dark gray bottom. I can do a solid white wall with a wood floor, or a brick wall with a wood floor. So I kind of like this top one that's a little bit darker, so I think I'm going to use that for this project. We're really worried about consistency here, so we are going to, down here it says insert first and last name. I'm going to double click and I'm going to write my first name, my last name, and what should also be there is your grade. So I'm going to say 12th grade. I'm not going to change the font. I'm not going to change the color. Just have my name there. The other thing it says is insert artwork here. So I can delete that text box if I like. I'm going to go insert, image, and upload from computer. The image we just saved is the image we want to insert here. So I do not want to get one of my screenshots. I'm going to go back to Documents, Digital Art, PowerPoint Fish, and right here is my finished artwork. I'm going to click Open. And I'm going to put that artwork right here on the left side of my screen in that space. Center it up, make it look nice. This is your final presentation, so make it look good. Over here on the right side, it tells us that we're going to add our artist statement. So please type 3 to 5 sentences about the artwork that you created. So I'm going to start here and take out all of that text, and I'm going to type something about my artwork. 3 to 5 sentences. I really enjoyed working on this project. So I really enjoyed working on this project because I found it fun making all of the elements look 3D. My favorite element was adding the bubbles in the end to fill some empty space. I also love the final result and my fish peeking out of the seaweed. That's 3 simple sentences about how I feel about my artwork. You could talk about what you learned. You could talk about what you like or what you don't like. You can also talk about what you would do differently if you had to do this project again. You decide, but write 3 to 5 well-written sentences. Go back, reread, proofread, and make sure that you are happy with the end result. After that, you could be done. Now, there are some other things that you can do to dress up your artwork a little bit if you choose. You can go down here to the plant store and find an interesting plant and bring that plant up into your gallery space. I'm going to resize that because it's covering some things up a little bit. But I kind of like it right there. Oh, get it off my artwork. It's too tall. That's pretty close. Let's move it down just a little, get some space. All right, so added a little bit of something there. You also could go in and add a frame. Sometimes I think the frames really add to the artwork, and sometimes I think it takes away. In this case, I think it's going to take away. But let me show you how you would try this if you would like. So I'm going to copy this black frame. I'll bring it up here to the artwork and paste it in. I'm going to use the frame and the artwork, and I'm going to just kind of copy it, or not copy it, but enlarge it and make it bigger than it needs to be. I'm going to position this in so I'm not cutting anything off of the artwork. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to draw a big box around the entire thing. I need the artwork, and I forgot I'm not working in PowerPoint anymore. All right, so I have both items selected there. I'm going to right click and I'm going to group them, and then I will just resize them as a unit to put that on the wall. Actually, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that with a frame. So I'll go ahead and leave that. It is up to you though how you arrange and decorate your space. Perhaps now that I have a frame, maybe I'll balance things out a little bit and put the plant a little bigger on this side over here. All right, if you have any questions or concerns about filling out the final template, please reach out and let me know. After you do have it complete, you do need to return to Schoology and turn this in. So let me go back over here to Schoology. You will be in the My Document section. When you are in there, you will be looking at your project down here underneath here, and there will be a white Submit Assignment button over here on the top along a blue bar. Make sure you hit that Submit Assignment button to turn that in. After you turn that in, we're not done today. We also have part 2 here where we need to create or complete the self-evaluation. So to complete the self-evaluation, you're going to go to Schoology again. I'm going to click in our project folder, that Unit 3 Studio PowerPoint Fish. all the way at the bottom here is the Submit Studio project with artist statement and self-evaluation folder. So let me open that up. And the very last thing down here is the self-evaluation. So I'm going to click on that. Once you do, you'll click on My Document, and this document here will pop up. This document is pretty easy to complete. The first thing you're going to do is type in your name. Second thing is you're going to type in what period of day do you have digital art with me? And the third item there is the turn-in date. So when are you turning this in? There's my date. The next thing you want to do, you get 5 points for this, or 4 points. You get points for this top section. And then over here on the right side, it says insert a screenshot of your completed work below. So we want the image over here. So I've selected the cell by clicking on it. I'm going to go to the word insert. I'm going to go down to image, image, insert image in cell. And then I'm going to go to browse and find that image of the artwork. It popped up right away. But if you don't know, you're going to go to Documents, Digital Art, PowerPoint Fish, and right there should be that final image saved. Now, the reason we need this is because we need to reference this image as we complete this next step. So we're going to do this center section here. Note that at the very top it says only fill in the blue cells, put one number in each row. So here's our first row here is all about grouped. Are all your fish grouped properly? So if they are, always, you're going to give yourself a 4. Most of the time, a 3. 2 would be sometimes, 1 hardly ever, or a 0 is they are not grouped and they've never been grouped. So I know that my fish are all grouped, so I'm going to click on this first cell here and I'm going to type a 4. That 4, because of the formulas in the gray cells, translated over here to the right side. That column is adding my total at the bottom and figuring out the percentage for the overall grade for me. The next one here is background. Does the project have an interesting background? I think my background's pretty interesting. It's not the most interesting the one that I've ever created, so I'm going to go with a 3. Purpose. Do the fish look like they have a purpose? Why are they there? Well, they're hanging in. They're not just posted on top of everything. And so I think they have a purpose, although I'm not sure if they have a great story. So I am going to go with a 3 there as well. You're going to continue this process looking at your artwork and evaluating each criteria by putting numbers in each of the cells. As you do this, your total will add up at the bottom. And turn in my time, artist statement. I did do an artist statement on the other one. And there's just a couple other things here. Are you going to complete your rules of composition, rule 1 and rule 2, and the self-assessment? Are you doing these items? Okay, so I'll put my scores in there. It's totaling, says out of all of this, it should have a 73%. The last item that we need to complete is this bottom item right here. And with this item, we are going to do a few things. First, we have to list and explain 2 compositional rules that you used when creating the project. This should say write in full sentences. So the first rule that I used was the rule of odds. So I'm going to say I used the rule of odds, period. The rule of odds states that I should have a total number that is an odd number. I have 13 elements and 13 is an odd number. So not only have I named the rule, I've explained what the rule is, and no, that's the wrong thing. I've explained what the rule is, and I have explained how my project follows that rule. All right. And that one, and then I'm going to go on to the second one. I used the rule of, if you forget where these rules are, you can find them in Schoology. They are in the top section of the daily lessons folder. And I can't remember the name of the rule. It's the viewers, leading the viewer's gaze or viewer's eye, viewer's path. I use the rule of viewer's path by creating a path with my bubbles, leading my viewer down into the composition and larger fish. All right, so I'm going to proofread, check for spelling errors. Viewers, looks good, enter. Once you have that completed, the entire rubric, you are ready to return to Schoology and hit submit. So I'm going to go back here to my Schoology tab. You will see your artwork. You'll be in the My Documents tab. You'll see your rubric down here below, and you will click on the blue bar on the right side. You will see this Submit Assignment button. You're going to click on that to turn this in. If you have any questions about either assignment for today, either the self-evaluation rubric or turning in the gallery space of your finished artwork, please reach out and let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the process.